Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome to the show, where we interview the nation's leading real estate entrepreneurs. It's your host, Stephen Schmidt, and I'm back at it again. And I got a cool one in the studio for you today, folks. I've got Roger Upchurch here. Roger has been in the home building biz for more than most people have probably been alive, and he brings a real cool experience and just business and everything to the table that he's going to share with us today. He's also got some really interesting stuff. He owns a record label and is really involved in the music scene and going to be doing a whole lot more of that. Has a concert even coming up here in July, if I recall correctly. And we're going to go all over the place and just kind of glean some wisdom here today and talk about the construction side of business, building homes, and how it might suit some value for you that are out there actively doing deals, flipping properties. And then also some of which is a lot of our childhood dreams of what's it like being in the music business. So we're going to hop right into it. But before we do, just remember at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, and real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their businesses so they can build the businesses they've always wanted in order to live the lives they've always dreamed of. With that being said, Roger, welcome to the show today.
Well, thank you very much, Stephen. I'm glad to be here.
Excited to have you. So before we maybe go into some niche details, niche topics about, building, construction, music business, et cetera, I know we're going to go all over here today. Can you give us a little bit of a background on how you got started in the home building space and then what got you to where you're at now today, starting a record label and everything else you got going on?
Well, my dad was a builder in Newcastle, Indiana, where I grew up. And so I served with him, and when I was a young kid, 12, 13 years old, helping him, and I really enjoyed the business. And when I graduated from high school, I had a choice like everybody else does, go to college, but I already had a career. I already knew what I wanted to do, and I wanted to be a custom home builder. So I didn't see any sense of going to college to learn how to do that. So I grew up building houses with him. Like I said, we didn't have subs, so we did everything. I staked the house out, laid the blocks, poured the footer, laid the blocks, framed it, wired it, plumbed it, roofed it. Everything in the house my dad and I did, and I did that for many years. In 1987, I moved to Indianapolis, was around a reservoir with a lot of $1 million homes and things like that. And I built my first house when I got here, and I built over 200 custom homes in the Indianapolis area. And a lot of it I did, when I started out doing a lot of it myself, but then I got a little bigger, so I didn't do a lot. And during that time, I became a mortgage broker as well, and I did a lot of fix and flips during that time, plus commercial work.
Wow. So now, at what point did you decide, because that's such an interesting, completely parallel, not even parallel industry to decide you had this passion for like the music business? Like, at what point did that come into play for yourself as well?
Well,
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
You know, my first passion was the building business, the construction business. In 2009, the economy crashed. I was a mortgage broker as well as a builder during that time. And then when the economy crashed, there was really no homes to build or no any mortgages to write for a period there. And so I got into some other businesses, and maybe we can do that in another podcast. But in this other business, I did make a lot of money. And with that money, actually, I was with a friend, and he was a recording artist or technician or whatever you call him. And he said, why don't we open up a recording studio? So we did. We had the state-of-the-art recording studio, and then it branched out to doing promotions for concerts for people. And then then I had two nightclubs, one in Indianapolis and one in Phoenix, Arizona, and the record label. And I had a lot of prominent people. I had some guys with the Wu-Tang Gang. We had a lot of artists in Indianapolis, and had people from the Voice, American Idol, work with me. And I did concerts with 38 Special, Kentucky Headhunters, all kinds of different artists throughout, Johnny Rivers, which Secret Agent Man. So it was really fun. We did a lot of that. And the restaurants I did, since being in the construction business, I remodeled them and worked on that. So there's not a whole lot that I can't do as far as building houses, but I enjoyed the record label. So that was my second passion.
Sure. So with the building houses specifically, I mean, you talk about you guys didn't have any subs, like you did everything from the foundation to the ridge caps, right? And so like with that, what made you guys decide to not hire out the help? Was it just better profits? Did you see it as a better use of time, or what was the
Well,
reason
and
for
when
that?
I was growing up building houses with my dad, it was just a natural thing that we built the whole house. You know, when I moved to Indianapolis and started building a lot more homes, and naturally I had to have subs and, electricians and plumbers and HVAC guys. But in Newcastle, when I started, we would build one house at a time, and they were the 1960s, 2,000 square foot ranches, so it wasn't hard to do everything yourself. When I got bigger and built a lot of houses in the Annapolis area, naturally I had all my subs. I didn't do that, all the work then, but that's why I know how to do everything in a house. And
Right.
right now I've been doing fix and flips, and I've done 7 or 8 fix or flips in the last 3 or 4 years.
Oh wow. What do you like about the fix and flip process versus like ground up construction?
Well, I don't know. I think I like new construction better, but the fix and flips is rewarding because right now I'm doing a house that's a 2,500 square foot house built back in like 1920 or something like that. So we've done a lot of work on it, and it's challenging to take something like that and turn it into a really nice house. And we just had it staged yesterday, and we've got putting it on the market and things like that. So it's a house that I bought for. Well, this particular house is I'm doing it for another investor, but I just got one working now that I'm buying it for 65. We're going to put about 70 in it. The after repair value is going to be about 225 to 250.
Mm. What would you say was the biggest risk you took early on? Like you worked with dad for a long time, obviously, like basically grew up in the business. But then when you went out on your own, what would you say was the biggest risk that you took early on?
Well, probably, when I left in Newcastle building houses, the economy was down again. That was in like
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
uh, 1981, the economy really went down again, and interest rates were like 18%. So once I got a few years later, I moved to Indianapolis. My biggest challenge was I wanted to build homes around the lake there, big homes, and I didn't have like the experience in building the big homes there, and I didn't know if I'd qualify for a loan yet. And here's a funny story. A good friend of mine lived in Newcastle, and he moved over to Indianapolis, very wealthy guy, and his name was Seymour. And we went out one evening to Red Lobster, and I said, Seymour, I want to build a house here in Indianapolis. I don't know if I can go get a construction loan or not on my own. Would you maybe co-sign for me? And he said, no, I'm not going to co-sign for you. Then he pulled his checkbook out and wrote me a check for $100,000. I'll be your banker. So that started, I built my first house in near Geist, and he was my banker, and we did maybe 20, 30 houses together, and he was the banker. I didn't go to a bank. He just used his money to build the houses. And
No kidding.
that's an interesting story. So that's
Yeah,
basically how I got started building the bigger houses in Indianapolis.
sure. Did he, because one of the things I know that some private money lenders will do is they do like an equity split. So is that kind of the structure of how you guys did those deals? Is he would write a check and you do an equity split on the profit once it's sold?
Yeah, I don't remember all the details of how we did it, but there was a small equity split at the
Yeah.
end, and he had we come up with a certain fee that he used to charge for the money that he used. Today on the fix and flips that I'm doing, I have a Pacific hard money lender, and they'll loan so much money, like 80 to 100% of the purchase price. Then pretty much all of them do 100% on the rehab cost, up to say a 75% LTV.
Sure. Okay. So, like, how do you decide, on that note, like, which opportunities now today are actually like worth pursuing with the current economy?
And now state that again.
How do you decide which opportunities today, like with the current economy, are actually like worth pursuing?
Well, it's just searching for the right hard money lender, searching for the right property, the right numbers on the property, just where the numbers come out right. If like I said, the one I'm getting ready to do now, its purchase price is 65, the rehab cost is about 70, and then after repair value is about 225. So there's 30, $40,000 profit at the end if I get it done pretty quickly. And then selecting the lender, a lot of the lenders, like I said, they'll loan anywhere from this particular lender I'm working now is going to loan 90%, so 10% down. And there is ways of doing some other lenders, a gap loan to where you can get in the house at 100%, no money down, and then no money far as payments and stuff like that can be at the end. So, but just depends on so many different hard money lenders out there. The interest rate on the loan, on a fix and flip loan, doesn't bother me at all. I don't care
Hmm.
what's 8% or 12%, because that's not a lot of money if you get the house done quick. And
For
the
sure.
object is to get the house done as fast as possible, say within 90 days. It doesn't matter what the interest rate is. The points can be a little, points can be anywhere from 1 to 6 points, and that's where you got to really be careful about on the points that the lender charges you.
Right. And success loves speed is something that one of my mentors, longstanding mentors, the last 14 years has always told me. So I can see why you say that. And obviously the goal isn't to sit on the property for 18 months. So if that's not the case, get it done, get it out, and go do the
Well,
next.
then you're in the minus category if you're doing that for 18 months.
Right? Yeah, no kidding. So, well, on that note, like, what types of deals are you avoiding right now, and why?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I really don't know if I've got any deals that I'm avoiding. I want to actually, with the house I just experienced, I'm going to avoid, I don't want to be the first house that's rehabbed in a neighborhood. I want to be towards the end of the house. I look for other houses around it. I can bring my house up to the standards, but I can't bring the other house's standards up to my house, if you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
you're avoiding the neighborhood that if it's an up and coming neighborhood and 80% of the houses already rehabbed, that's great. But if none of the houses are rehabbed on it, then that's one maybe I want to avoid because I don't want to be the
sure.
first one.
Yeah, totally. What would you say that you're doing now today that maybe in the past you wouldn't have believed was the right thing to do in business? Like, what are you doing today that your past self wouldn't have believed?
Well, I don't really know how to answer that question. It's just trying to make a good living and profit in this business. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
Okay, so let me ask you this then, because let's look towards the future then. So like, what does growth look like for you in the next, let's say, 12 to 24 months? I know you got a lot of exciting things going on. So what do you really see for yourself in the next couple of years?
Well, construction business has always been my passion. I really, even today, I enjoy working on the houses. But I want to get back into the music business, and I've got a charity called Rescue Success. It's a 501(c)(3) charity that we help other people and help people that's been through the justice system or going through the justice system, people that's down and out, maybe with uh, you know, diseases or alcoholic or something like that that we can help. And that's what I want to do. I work with another charity called Cars for Heroes. We give cars away to needy veterans, and we do that mostly at concerts. Uh, and I want to get back into promoting the concerts and things like that. I've got one coming up with Henry Lee Summer on July the 19th actually at the Harley Davidson in Indianapolis. They have a big stage and everything in the back, and a bar and everything. So, but the construction business has made all this happen, and that's what I want to pursue in my life. And after that, and I may never get rid of my hammer, so I'll be in the construction business till I die. But I want to do other things as well.
So when things get tough, because you've been through market crashes, you've been around the block, right? And so like when things have gotten tough in business or whatever, like how have you stayed motivated? What do you do to stay motivated when things aren't going your way, let's call it?
Well, things don't go my way a lot. I make a lot of mistakes, but I'm a very positive person. I always try to make a positive out of a negative,
Yeah.
and it's I don't worry about the past. The houses or something I've lost money or not made a profit on a job. That's gone. Like, there's nothing to do about it. I just want to concentrate on what I can do better in the future within my life, whether it's construction business or the music business or whatever. And I think if you just keep a positive attitude and work towards your goals to achieve your goals and make standard goals that you can achieve, you can do well.
Mm. So I know you mentioned in the last bit that you probably will never get rid of your hammer, right? Like you'll be in the business till you die to some extent. Now maybe that might not be as like in an active role. You're actually, in the houses and hanging drywall or whatever. But what would you say with everything that you've got going on? What do you want your legacy to be?
What would my legacy be?
Yeah, what do you want your legacy to be in the space? What's your mark on the space that you want to leave?
Um, I'm not sure of that either. I just want to be known as a good builder, a good husband, good person, and that I've accomplished like a lot of things. I mean, it feels good that I can drive down the street and say, I built that house from scratch,
Mm.
So it's hard to answer that question, but it's also good to say that I know Johnny Rivers, I know 38 Special, I know the governor of Indiana, the mayor of Indianapolis. Uh, Winona Judd came to my concert and gave me a big hug. So it feels good that I know all these celebrities and stuff. And but you know, that's it. I
So if
mean,
you had to go back to the beginning, like when you first got started, and maybe not when you were a teenager, but maybe when you went out on your own, let's call it, and let's say you had to go back there, but you could take all the lessons that you've brought, all the experience, all the wisdom that you've learned over the years, and you had to do something different, and you had to do something the same. What would you do different? And what would you do the same in your business?
I would not do anything different because I loved what I did. I loved the building business. I loved in the music business. I think probably the best thing uh, that I would do different would be a better finance person in the business.
Mm,
That's probably one of my downfalls. I'm not probably the best person to take care of the finances. I'm a generous person, and I've had a lot of money, and there's times I've not had a lot of money. So
mm.
that's probably my biggest downfall. I didn't uh, invest and keep a nest egg like a lot of people do.
Sure. Do you feel like moving into different businesses, like ultimately was a distraction that you would have done something even bigger, like in the space had you stayed in it? Is that part of your reasoning?
And I stayed in the music business or the construction business.
Well, because I think the music business is a little bit of a completely different field, but you mentioned like you wish you would have like stuck to it and not got out of it originally. So referring to the obviously the building at first, do you feel like if you wouldn't have gotten involved in anything else until you started doing the music business, because that's kind of a second passion for you, do you feel like things would have been different had you just stuck with it and stayed in?
If I built my first house, I think in 1972.
Wow.
And it was a spec house. That was on my own after building a house with Dad. Again, probably what I should have done to stick to it. And then back in 2009 when the economy crashed, again, I didn't have a big nest egg to keep me going
Mm,
from everything was down. That's probably my biggest thing that I didn't invest my money correctly to keep to make a living to retire properly.
mm,
And so that's probably the worst thing that I did not do is and I've made a lot of money. I've always made a lot of money. I spend a lot of money. I don't. If I want to go out and have a nice steak, I go out and have a nice steak.
right,
And I'm not a conservative type person that way. So
right.
that's probably my biggest downfall that I didn't be more conservative on that.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I like to say that when your upkeep, or when your outgo exceeds your income, your upkeep becomes your downfall, right?
right,
Because I'm the
exactly.
same exact way, it's tough to be in this season too. Like even my wife and I, we're looking at how often we eat out. And we're like, if we just stopped doing this for a short season of time and we just reallocated those funds towards other things, like we would probably within a few short years, and not that we wouldn't go do it, not that we wouldn't go do it at all, but like be more strategic about it, like only on date nights or only here and only that, and then be disciplined like during the rest of the time. Like we wouldn't have certain other financial pressures of things that would be nice to have that also aren't necessary, but we would just be able to invest our money better. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, that's something I wish I'd done, is invest my money better and let it grow. And I didn't, but again, like I said before, I can't worry about what's in the past. I can't worry about what's already done. All I got to worry about today is today
What's
and
ahead?
tomorrow and what I'm going to do after that. So,
You
uh,
bet.
and that's where we're at.
So if people want to connect with you, learn more about what you're working on, everything you've got upcoming, you want to just do a plug for some of those things and then where they can find you?
Sure, they can find me. I've got 3 websites actually. RescueSuccess.org is the 501c3 charity, and you can find all the information there on about the concerts and things like that. And RogerWUpchurch.com is basically about me. I've got 2 books written, and you can buy them on Amazon or wherever books are sold. So if you go there, then you can see a little more history about me and what I've done. And DessaRecords.com is a recording studio or a record label that I'm reviving. I had it before, and so there's 3 websites, and you can see the concerts and learn more about me, and even there's some parts in there about the construction business as well.
Awesome. Out of curiosity, it being in the music business, this is a personal question, and it'll be my last one before we wrap up. But what is your favorite genre? What do you actually like to bump?
Rock and roll.
Rock and
Well,
roll.
actually, rock and roll, the Rolling Stones, but I'm also a blues guy too. I really like blues. A good friend of mine, which was the best blues artist around, died about a year and a half ago. His name is Gene Deere. If you look him up, he opened up for. I did a concert with Johnny Rivers, and he opened up for him, and out in Phoenix, Arizona. And but blues and rock and roll.
Love it. Okay, I lied. One last
What is
question.
your favorite genre? Country.
So, I would say that it's evolved. When I was 5 years old, I wrote my first country song, and then I actually had a short-lived, and you're gonna laugh at this, but I actually had a short-lived rap career when I was in high school, and
Cool.
I actually put out 4 albums that are still available somewhere, but I never tell anybody how to find them.
Well,
In
why
the
not?
actual well, it was an interesting deal, and the music I created back then I think was great for who I was then, but it's not necessarily a reflection of who I am now. Even though what
Right.
I like about what I did, so it was gospel hip hop actually too. I performed in churches all over Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas growing
That's
up,
cool. That's good.
and so it was a really cool experience. And what I'm really grateful for is it's music that I can actually share with my 4 kids now, and I can actually
Yeah.
play it for them. And it's not inappropriate for them to listen to, So it's
Right.
kind of cool. We'll see about if I ever pick a microphone back up. This one actually that I'm using as a condenser that I recorded some of those
Well,
songs on.
let's get you on my record label. Look up DesmaRecords.com.
I got the website pulled up. Well, we might have to talk at another time, but
Yeah.
anyway, so
I'm
yeah, I would say
actually
go
promoting
ahead.
a country artist, Sammy Sadler.
That
He's
sounds familiar.
actually had a book out there called Murder on Music Row, and that's in
Okay.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Uh, his partner was shot and killed, and he was shot in the arm, and that's why it's called Murder on Music Row. But
Oh
look
wow.
him up, Sammy Sadler. He's a uh, the original country artist.
Sammy Sadler. I'll have to look him
Yes.
up because I do usually what I listen to and from work is I usually do listen to country, so I'll check his stuff out. But well, anyways, I'm grateful that you came on. Grateful for our conversation. Would love to have a further conversation maybe on another podcast in another time.
Oh yeah.
And and revisit and go more into your story. But I appreciate you being here. And for all of our listeners, hope you guys got as much value out of this as I did. And we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Well, let's do that. And like I said, one thing I did not mention, I have a podcast as well, Rescue Success, and like to have you on our podcast as a guest.
Would love to. We'll do it. We'll set it up. We'll see everybody in the next
Steven.
episode. Thanks, Roger. We'll talk a little more after the show.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.